In the last video that I posted, I talked about, the last video where I treated the English language, we discussed sentences. In that video, I talked about sentences, types of sentences according to structure. That was where we said things about the simple sentence, the compound sentence, the complex sentence, and the compound complex sentence. What you have there are types of sentences according to structure. That is, according to the way they appear, according to the way they are shaped. Okay. Now, here we are to talk about types of sentences according to functions. Types of sentences according to functions. That is to say, the sentences we are talking about here is according to what the results that they are expected to bring back. Now, types of sentences according to functions. Here, we are going to be talking about four types of sentences also. We have what we have as declarative, the imperative, the interrogative, and the exclamative. And people have asked questions, especially as it has to do with declarative and imperative sentences. Some people think that the both of them are confusing, but they are not. Now listen, when you have declarative, a declarative sentence is that type of a sentence that is used to make a statement. It is used to make a declaration. It is used to state something. Take, for instance, such a situation where you hear somebody saying, "This is a house. That is my sister. We live in Nigeria. We are about to leave," and the rest of them. That kind of a sentence that is meant, you just make a statement. You just state something. You have something in mind, you just state it. It's as simple as that. What you have there is a declarative statement. This is my pen. That is declarative. That house is beautiful. That is declarative. You are a student. That is declarative. All these are declarative sentences. There are sentences in declarative forms. But when you talk about imperative sentence, the first thing you should have in your mind is that a sentence in the imperative form expects a response from whoever you are addressing. Now, the sentence in the declarative form might not always need any response from your audience. But whenever you make a sentence in the imperative form, something is expected to be done by your audience. This is why we say that imperative sentences are those sentences that are used to make orders. They are used to make requests. They are used to give commands. In any of these situations, you find out that whoever is your audience is expected to respond. Give me that book. That is imperative. It is a command. Leave this place. That is a command. That is an order. The person that you're talking to is expected to act. Go to the market and buy me a pen. That sentence is imperative. The person you are talking to is expected to react, is expected to respond, is expected to move. Now, this is the difference between a declarative and an imperative statement. When an imperative sentence is made, there ought to be a response from the audience. That is why we say it is used to make commands. When there is a command, there should be a response. When there is an instruction, when there is a request, whenever there is any of these, it is expected that the audience responds. Such a statement in that way, such a sentence in that shape is imperative. Okay, we have the interrogative. Whenever you hear anything having to do with interrogative, it is about questioning. An interrogative, a sentence in the interrogative form is used to ask questions. It requires an answer. Now, take for instance when you ask, "Who is this? How did you get here?" Any of these, whenever you make that sentence that ends with a question mark that requires an answer, take note. Know the difference between requiring an answer and requiring a response that would have to do with body movement. Now, for the sentence in the interrogative shape, it is expected that the person you are asking, the person you are talking to, will respond verbally. There ought to be an answer for that. This is a question. What do you have? How much can you pay? Where did you go? All these are questions. Any of these that you present must end with a question mark. These are sentences in the interrogative forms. Okay, we have the exclamative. The exclamative. What you have here is a sentence that comes in form of an exclamation. This is what you use to express shock, to express surprise. Wow, are you for real? Whenever you see any of such sentences, it normally ends with an exclamation mark. Oh my God, will you drop that? And whenever you see any of these ending with an exclamation mark, that sentence is in the exclamative form. For this one, it ends with a full stop. The same thing with this one, it ends with a full stop. But when you have a sentence like this, it should end with a question mark. And when you have one like this, it should end with an exclamation mark. I believe that is understood. Thank you for being there.